to tip the scales into Parallax's favor and cause a massive upset. But we'll see if that's going to be the case, because here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Parallax has the outside bans. DarkZero on attack has the inside bans. Again, they're going to knock out Jackal here, so an interesting choice. Making sense, though, for Coastline, considering how often we see him played here.
Correct. It's going to make the job so much easier for the roamers. And, you know, the smoke utility being out of play is going to be huge as well. But now, let's see what DarkZero is going to ban for their first attacking operator. And, yeah, it went down to the wire. It's going to be Capital. So, clearing out areas, you know, the entry coming from him, especially when the game slows down. And Hookah, for one, he's gone. He's out of there. So you're really going to have to fight for that dominance in Hookah and other spots like Kitchen.
And for the first time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Echo has been booted from the server. Get him out of here. Maybe Maestro can stay in, unless Parallax wants to really annoy themselves here. Nah, we're going to knock
You can't have Mirror on this map.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, it just activates the ability to play in a penthouse. So
yeah,
that's the only time penthouse is really playable is with Mira.
You put Mira in theater, and she is the most annoying person in the world. You just want to punch her in the face. You can't stand her at all. So getting her out the picture is easy, especially when it comes to the Billard's take. Maestro, his camera will be utilized here, and we're pretty much going to see that now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see that setup. But if Mira's there, it just makes it so much harder to get in there. So let's see how the play works. We all saw coming from attack. On the flip side, Parallax Gaming, they didn't bring any adjustment until late in the game to where they tried to come in from all angles. Pretty sure DarkZero, they're not going to be that way for the first time around. They're going to make it hard from everywhere on the map.
Gridlock's going to be really interesting here because I think on any given site, unless you break down walls, there's really only like 1 or 2 ways to get access to that room. It's very much the entire map is essentially a giant O. And, you know, you have some exceptions to that, especially by like kitchen and penthouse on the first and second floor.
Yeah.
But the map works out that way. So, you know, if you have an operator that can immediately cut off one of those 2 options, a lot of power that can come from that. But we saw in the other matchup, she wasn't particularly useful in any certain situation yet. There hasn't been like a game-winning moment from her. I think there's been some, you know, like 3 or 4vx's that she's been able to like deny the last player rotating around, but obviously like that wouldn't have necessarily been needed. So we're still waiting to see that killer play that really restricts like a late roamer or rotator or something like that from the defensive side.
It's going to be a really fun learning process. We all saw Parallax use her, and you know nothing was really mind-blowing. But now DarkZero, they're going to have their turn using her. I want to see how she's utilized on this map because, honestly, I don't know how the pros use her yet. This is going to be my very first time seeing this. But already, with the first blood in 1 second, he's going to go ahead and put DarkZero Esports up by 1.
And it's Smoke, probably the worst operator they could have knocked out.
Was he peeking with Smoke?
I doubt that.
Oh, I would hope not.
Where did he die at?
Imagine him at the window with the shotgun. You can't die that fast if you're Smoke.
Was he... How did he die?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Oh, wow. So just spam to the inside there. Yeah, you can see there's a tiny little hole in the window. I missed that when we went over it the first time.
Alfano, come on, man. Do better. Be better. All right, but Hyper looking through a kill hole in the wall from some soft destruction. A little bit of pre-fire was able to open up a line of sight for him. But already in penthouse, it's going to be Nyx, and he's going to capitalize with a headshot. Taking out yet another player, which is going to be a Jaeger. So Parallax, all they have left is a Maestro and a Doc. As the castle currently goes down, DarkZero absolutely perfect on his push so far. BC, the huge kill. But Cry Magic, you're going to have to go big.
Well, let's see if he can do it. It's between 2 of the more impactful players, to be fair, that we'd seen in Parallax in their first game. 2v5 against DZ. This may be asking a bit too much. Wall's going to get breached open from Aquarium, leading into Hookah. About hot and cold. He's got a player right on the other side, too. Not paying attention to that is going to lead to the end of Bravo Dog. And also Cry Magic just a second later. An amazing start for DZ as they pick up a flawless round against Parallax.
All right, there you have it, DarkZero. And I looked at my notes for a second. Did they drop a player at all?
What's up?
Did DarkZero drop a player at all?
No, flawless.
All right, so that was an interesting showing. Parallax now, listen, the first round is underneath you. Come into this one swinging. Play it smart, play it slow. You can't afford to lose your Smoke that early. He is vital to your defense.
It's actually above them because they're... They're on the second floor.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, that's really corny.
It's early. I had to think about that for a second. But now we're going to Hookah Lounge and Billiards, and let's see if this defense is going to work.
Second attempt at Hookah Billiards control for these guys, so we'll see if the changeup end up leading into more success. Not really anything changing in the operator department. I think that's exactly the same, in fact, and the same is true essentially for most of DarkZero.
All right, so let's see if a early pick is going to come through again this time. But this is a true test, man, and it's really important for teams like Parallax that have this type of experience because, like I said a million times before, you're not going to get this type of gameplay coming from DarkZero in a tournament environment. So when you have this matchup, even if you lose, even if you expect to get steamrolled, you learn from it, you copy what you see, and you perfect your strats in the future to where we can see you again in these type of tournaments. But Bravo Dog is going to be on dock once more. We saw a huge plays coming from him, and he's going to be holding down the Aquarium. And
oh, let's see it. Come on.
Yeah, he ain't
full control.
He's not
easy. Oh no, commit.
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 Oh, the Blackbeard.
All right, actually don't commit. It's Blackbeard.
Oh, no.
Back way up.
On the code, he's way too toxic right now. That deployable shield isn't going to allow him to die. We saw a bullet hit it, so hey, that could have been a headshot. But that operator pick worked out in his favor.
So you can see the members of Parallax, most notably Bravo Dog, they're giving respect to DarkZero. Not wanting to take a losing duel, especially with how round number 1 started out. It's being very careful about how they proceed here.
And it's really important to notice, so we didn't see a lot of secondary shotgun play coming in from down low, from the attackers when it came to attacking these upper sites. But take a look at the operators that DarkZero has. You know, you have Sophia, you have Ash. You're going to be able, even Blackbeard's Desert Eagle, you're going to be able to shoot from below with that self-destruction. And no,
what?
Nyx had him in his sights. Blarg gets saved by a miracle, turns around and gets the kill.
That's the second time they popped. I'm pretty sure that was Billiard's window, and that's like the second time they popped that open and someone was just there. Although that time I think it might have been like Penthouse or something like that too. So
still,
either way.
Man.
Another duel going to be taken here by Hot and Cold. Nearly wins it, tries to get it on the Deagle, but no. You can see that Jaeger from Parallax is going to be able to just barely make it out of dodge there. Going to get stimmed back up, of course, by Bravo Dog.
All right, man. Droning around, looking for a few roamers. One's going to catch his sights. Going in the hallway is going to be Hyper, utilizing that F2, that high rate of fire. He's going to look to frag out. But moving slowly, he's not going to see anybody, and we don't see an outline from anybody in his way. Moving along with Gridlock, they have some thick teamwork coming along for him right now. With the proper drones, he knows that there's players ahead of him, and the rotate is going to come through as Gridlock is going to rotate back into luggage, as they're going to gather some more intel before they make this final push.
See, though, the shield's definitely being utilized on the Blackbeard. He's also already injured his second shield. Less than a minute left here for DarkZero to make impact, and this time they're taking a lot more time to actually make their mark happen here. Parallax has done a much better job this round of delaying the eventual outcome. They're being a lot more careful with the pre-fire angles. They're not trying to necessarily take duels, with the exception being on Bravo Dog from the beginning. Trying to play it back and let DarkZero make the first move, and hopefully the first mistake off of that.
Yeah, Hot and Cold. He's on his very last deployable shield, and that player peeks up from a hookah. He's going to try to get in a nice shot, but he's just going to shoot right into that deployable shield, which is going to give Blackbeard the upper hand advantage. The smoke going out. We know that DarkZero, they're ready to move right into hookah, and that is going to happen as Bravo comes in from hiding. He's going to get a double kill. Fahoud gets one of his own, leaving DarkZero in the 1v4 and 3 seconds left. BC, nowhere to go, and that's going to be it. DarkZero Esports drops one to Parallax Gaming.
I love that switch at the end to get more hyper-aggressive, to start hunting down those kills. And again, it's Bravo Dog that comes the big man here and picks up the double kill from it.
Big.
Talking to a lot of pro players in the past, and a lot of them say the same thing when you're in this type of situation, right? Where you have almost a near mismatch between a very high-end team and a team that's just starting to develop. You have to be the player on that team that makes the unexpected plays, that gets aggressive, because they, as the higher reputation team in this instance, DarkZero, they're expecting you to play timid. They're expecting you to respect them. You have to be the one to change that expectation and get a lot more aggressive. They're not going to see that coming. You're going to be able to get away with a whole lot more as a result of that. I've heard that from 2 to 3 3 different pros in like different games as well. It's a pretty universal esports aspect.
The thing that was even more impressive was that Bravo Dog, he was in pretty much a meta spot. I mean, they all knew where the smoke was hiding, and everything went according to plan. We knew that the toxic canister was going to go off and release a cloud of toxic smoke there. So DarkZero bringing in 2 players to wrap around Hookah. Bravo Dog just got the better of them. They knew where he was going to be. He knew where the rotation was, and he was the one that capitalized in a 1v2. Big plays all around. Let's see if they can go ahead and repeat that type of success. And a win like that just shows that a team like Parallax Gaming can actually win rounds and, you know, possibly upset titans in NA, such as DarkZero Esports. With the Evil Eye overlooking hallway and also courtyard, I wonder what Cry Magic is going to set up for, as the site is going to be kitchen and service area.
Well, we're going to see in Bravo Dog's case, he gets promoted to Jaeger here, where I think he was on Doc before. So that's going to be another teammate, Blarn, that's going to pick up the Doc instead. See the setup continue to evolve here for Parallax as they play into the double bars downstairs. I'm going to see teams go towards kitchen after this, so taking a little bit of a route, but I think a coastline is one of the more free-flowing maps when it comes to the actual site rotation. There isn't like a meta site rotation to follow necessarily, so it varies a little bit more on a team-to-team basis.
There's so many ways you can break into a site, you know, from below, up top. The verticality is always a factor. A ton of windows to look into the site, and the roaming presence also adds a lot of fluidity and freedom when it comes to defending the site. It brings in a lot of personality and play styles, which is why it's one of my favorite maps. But moving into luggage already, Hot and Coach is going to go ahead and drone out in front of him. You have Hyper in Hall of Fame. He's going to drone out as well, making sure Master Bedroom is clear as he's moving his shock drone in the theater. Where Bravo Dog is patiently waiting. But while he's waiting, BC is going to go ahead and take things into his own hands, taking out the smoke player once again on Parallax Gaming.
Hard ping to go into a player hiding behind the reinforced wall inside a theater. Ash nearly making the push forward. Nyx there trying to get the kill, but he backs up at the last second for they spot. Hood sitting in the corner with the Legion. Now, of course, Nyx. Anyone else from DarkZero that tries to push the 90 angle is going to have to be cautious of that. BC tries to take a fight against the player hiding in the corner instead. It is going to be the Jaeger on Bravo Dog. He's put into a pressured situation once again. At least goes 1 for 1, but still gets traded by Nyx for the down 90 afterwards. Now the focus is on main stairs, where they know they have the Doc restricted right now. They find him, still nearly turns the kill around onto Nyx there, but he'll get the better of him this time, putting us into a 4v2.
Lauren gets caught with his pants down. He's going to leave it all up to Maestro and Legion. 2 operators that can make this clutch highly likely. They're going to have to play off of each other. The spectating on those Evil Eyes are going to have to be key. We have less than a minute left, more than enough time for DarkZero Esports to take their time and try to pick apart these players one by one. And BC, with a nice drone play, he's going to know exactly where Maestro is. And Mint, shooting through the drone hole, wasn't able to get the kill on Maestro. He took off at least half of his health.
He's going to fall back, nearly turns around a kill into BC in the process as well. It's going to make this push whole lot more desperate here from DarkZero, but either way, still at a 2v4.
Wow.
Should be able to manage it, and there we go. There's the 1-for-1 exchange after they lose Nyx. Still amazing that Cry was able to stay alive as long as he was, despite having complete intel onto him. It's now all down onto their Legion. Hood does a nice job of turning around the first kill. They jump. Actually, no. I thought they jumped up the defuse there for a second on that low timer, but no, it is planted. Now Fahood's going to try to make a run outside with his sidearm, and it will not work out. Mint takes him down. DarkZero find another round and take the lead back at 2-1.
Fahood was acting totally different, out of character, just running out with the pistol, long range, and hey, you tried to make a play if he had his primary weapon. That shot probably would have been made with the scope and the sights and the distance that the bullet could have traveled with the damage. He probably would have won that fight, but listen, time was of the essence of him. He was in a rush. He wasn't able to get that win. Still a close game. The 2v4 turned into a 2v3, which turned into a situation which could have been clutch. The Maestro and Legion play was definitely ideal, but DarkZero Esports, it was a 4v2, and it actually took them some time. Parallax almost clutched that. They tried to open up soft floors from above and tried to get kills, but Parallax, they weren't giving up anytime soon. So moving into this next round, let's see if Parallax can... Okay, they have the close rounds. Let's see if they can actually close out. But now we're going to be in the round number 4. DarkZero Esports, they're going to be up by 1 round. Taking a look at the stats. Bravo on top once again. He had a nice 2K. But let's see if Blarn, Malfano, and the rest of them can go ahead and pick things up and help make it a little bit easier for their top fragger.
Parallax once again setting up for that reattempt at the kitchen. DarkZero took control of it once again on the first attempt. Now it's time to see. Parallax will be readjusting, same as before.
Yeah, playing this kitchen site, I mean, they should already know that DarkZero, they're going to highly favor the second floor. They're going to look for roamers first off. Once that's cleared away, because their drone work is phenomenal, they're going to waste no time at all. They're going to try to open things up from up top. You have Dokkaebi, you have Zofia, you have Ash, you have a ton of operators that can really open things up from up top, and that verticality is going to be essential. So, with the Dokkaebi, going to be in play with the Logic Bomb. Finding roamers is going to be easier than ever. So whoever is roaming around to slow things down for Parallax, you're going to have to go big fast, because they're going to be coming for you.
Scott Colt's working his way around, trying to prevent any runouts with the air jabs. And oh no, gives himself away apparently to Crymagic, who is waiting with that Alda right by the kitchen window.
The Alda 556 definitely put in work. From the first series of the day, Cry was definitely one of the first ones that was the victim of first blood, but this time around, he's going to return a favor with this cell phone buzzing. Hyper runs into Malfano, and he's going to run straight into a shotgun death. And yet another one coming from Crymagic, getting a 2K.
Nick's trying to set up for trades there and bring his team back into the game, but again, only goes 1 for 1. Bravo also going to be able to rotate around against Mint along with his other teammate who are trying to push in through main door right now. They've got these guys pitched. There is not a situation where DarkZero gets out of this easily, because they're walking into a kill box and they don't even know it yet.
Parallax actually have a chance to go ahead and tie this up now. A lot of people felt like DarkZero, hey, they probably could have just ran through this team. But they're fighting on their back foot right now. Down 2 to 4, and with the goo mine going off. Parallax, they know where they're coming from, and Bravo comes in, cleans up the kills. BC and Mint, they're going to fall victim, and now we have a tied game.
Bravo Dog stepping up once again here with a double at the end. Like I said, he had that pinch lined up for a good 30-40 seconds. DarkZero, I think, had a hunch because they hadn't been able to clear out lobby before, but Parallax really dove on it, and it's a good thing they did, as it allows for a very easy closeout. Tie again at 2 to 2. And as well, it's unlocked Hookah Billiards for a third attempt now by Parallax.
But it all started off with Crymagic, man. Just that early peak from the Alda 556. I mean, getting an essential kill like that, it was big in helping the momentum of Parallax, you know, push them up to get the win. Now, if they can go ahead and manage to get the lead, I mean, they're showing everybody right now that this is anyone's game. This is anyone's game. You're not going to look down on us. We're the up-and-comers here in USN. We want a chance to go to LAN. We want a chance to be Team USA. But it's all going to have to start here, one round at a time. First, it's going to have to be knocking out DarkZero.
Let's see if they can get it done. If they can pull off the upset here. So we're still at the very beginning of this game, and it's going to be a long, long chase here. But DarkZero are headed back to his site now. They struggled to be able to get control on their second attempt. First time seemed relatively easily, but I think that was Parallax underestimating the competition that they were truly up against here. They've already made that transition in the second attempt and won this site once. Now there, Parallax going for it a second time. Yeah,
they're definitely confident and comfortable playing this site once more. And Bravo Dog, he's going to be the one to watch. He's going to be on dock once more. So, expect him to be a little bit aggressive off the bat. And Barn on Rook, he's going to try to go ahead and get a spawn peek.
Commit!
He's not about that life.
It doesn't even get the angle this time either, so it wouldn't have mattered.
All right, so spawn peek isn't going to be a success. They're going to go ahead and rotate back and start to play things a little bit slow. We saw a Twitch drone on purple tarp, so to try to get some surveillance from, you know, high up in the air.
It's good he does the run out as early as he does. You can tell there's probably going to be an air jab down, just on the outside of that doorway now. So if he attempts it again, he is more than likely going to be a dead man. We're going to see control start over here by the penthouse walk-in bathroom as they'll try to get control over here.
This is going to be a game of inches, and by saying that, they're going to have to clear every single inch from the second floor leading over to Hookah and Builders.
Not going to be a whole lot of denial, though, going on inside of VIP and, penthouse area. So they actually get a good, like, half of the second floor for free, essentially. Not going to be an attempt to stop that from our defending players, as they're remaining pretty aversive to roaming. The biggest exception to this right now would be Fahud, who's downstairs. I do hear a hard ping against someone. So I think they're being... Yeah, it looks like they've got Fahud realized.
All right. Pretty interesting. We have Ash and play with a G360 because Nyx does not want to get rid of that ACOG just yet. The hot and cold putting a point on the board in regards to kills by taking out Malfano. So great entry kills so far. A minute and 20 seconds. Excuse me, a minute and 20 seconds left.
Here the Stinger tracks expanding. First one was thrown down, back over by main stairs, and that's going to prevent the re-rotate from Vahud. Well, it'll proven a bit unnecessary considering he fell back about 10 seconds before that was thrown down, but obviously DarkZero don't know that. They knew there was someone inside of main lobby, and they wanted to make sure that he wouldn't be able to do anything, so they throw that down. Nyx decided to check it anyway, though. So they're going to move down here and start to push forward to take a little bit more control. Only 50 seconds left, and they haven't actually made a whole lot of progress towards getting to an execution point. I mean, they may have to force the issue a little bit through Aquarium.
Yeah, Hot and Cold, he was able to ping out a player over in the bar. And that ping him, but definitely call him out. He knows where he is. And, you know, typical drone work to make sure a bar is empty. You see the track stingers coming out from Gridlock, which is going to stop any type of run out coming from Parallax Gaming. And the push is starting to come soon. 25 seconds left to go. Nyx still aiming down those sights, looking in the hookah. They definitely know a player is there. And with the diffuser currently going down, with the smoke cloud coming, Bravo was unable to get the kill. Nyx was able to clear that up. Hot and Cold right behind him to get the double kill, putting DarkZero in a 5v2 situation.
Strong control over the post plan as well. There's not really any area of the map where Parallax can sneak in without having to get into a fight. Blarn, a good duel versus Hot and Cold. It's only the beginning, though. Nearly lost already half the time they have. Hyper with another pickup as well eliminates Blarn after he finds that opening trade on the inside of Hookah. Now one remains. It's the Ulta, but it's not going to be able to pull out the clutch this time. Hyper ends the round for DarkZero, and they again take the lead at 3-2.
You're still going to have to give credit to Parallax, man. The fact that they're making DarkZero work for it. They're not being handed these sites at all. And DarkZero, they're taking their time. They're respecting the gameplay and the defense set up by Parallax Gaming. But going in round 6, one more round before halftime, let's see how Parallax will fare on defense. Right now, it's been pretty much split with DarkZero winning the last round. They're now going to be up by 1. So if Parallax can go into halftime, splitting their defensive rounds against DarkZero Esports, they're going to be on a level playing field, and they can have a chance to pull ahead if they wind up on attack with a hot hand. So let's take a look and see what they're going to do with their last stand. We're going to go to Blue Barn Sunrise.
Originally was Puka Billiards against. They switched it in the middle of the pick phase there. So I'm going to try one more site this time around. See if it fares better for them. It helps to even things out at 3v3, giving them a swinging chance on attack. Like I said before, though, this was the far weaker side for DarkZero when they played this against Team 1 back at the Minor. So Parallax still have to be a little bit worried going on to their own attacking side after this round. Make sure that they can keep up in these round trades with DZ.
I like what they've done so far, and they pretty much put themselves on the map. But Hyper currently at the bottom 2 and 3. It's not really what you expect from an entry-type player like him, especially one that's going to be donning the F2 on Twitch. But now as we get out of the preparation phase, we see how the setup looks, and let's see how the defense will be from Parallax. And with the black guy going out, Blarn's going to see if he can catch anybody coming up those stairs for a nice early pick. They've been flirting with the spawn kills. They haven't been able to pick one up since that, I believe it was the Maestro pick in kitchen.
Was there smoke, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Cry Magic, yes.
Yeah, you were right, yeah. I was thinking of something else from DarkZero that they did in round 1.
Yeah. All right, so slowly but surely, Nyx currently scoping out this entire office area. So look to move in. He's utilizing a buddy system currently. But little do they know, there's a player right on the other side of the wall. So the flashbangs are going out. I'm pretty sure they have the intel. But scoping in, oh, he's going to get hit from yet another angle. As another member from Parallax comes in, as Blarn gets the first blood. Hyper's going to get the refrag. And here we are already, before 2 minutes hit. We're going to have 4 deaths on the screen.
It looks like they didn't reinforce the upstairs billiards wall either. So you can see someone trying to penetrate through that and try to take out Blarn. It's not going to work out, though. He's able to fall back into a safer position. Oh, gets the lineup to drop the diffuser against Nyx. It's going to drop into office off of that. It's got to be careful, though. Wasn't ready for players right on the outside of the door, so Hot and Cold trades him back out. And we're even again, 2v2.
All right, now another drone coming out, but a mute general was able to stop that. Parallax, they know exactly where the diffuser is. So, minute 25 left. It's going to be up to DarkZero. Try to figure out where the defense is currently set up. Smoke is currently in play. A long with the Jaeger. Two great operators if you want to go ahead and make this hold. Nomad and Zofia, by the way, aren't a pushover. Two great operators. Nomad could definitely knock you out of your place, and her gun is definitely strong. But now, as we close in towards a minute, the drones have been set. It's going to be time for DarkZero to make this push.
So we've got Hot and Cold along with a few other players here. Still trying to play the angle game for as long as they can in hopes that Parallax mess it up. Hopes that the inexperience gets the better of them. And they're able to come out over them as a result of that, but it's not looking like that's happening. Very, very reserved players here on Parallax right now. It's a good thing to find for these guys. To blow open a hole up on top, and now an actual hole in the hatch. Third blasting charge is going to be used as well. Nearly at an angle there for a second, but the player from Parallax caught in the room goes running. I think it was the smoke potentially. Now Hot and Cold needs to look for this kill naturally downstairs. 18 seconds left to put Diffuser onto the ground, at least start the plant procedure. No luck in finding either of those Parallax players. They're doing a great job of hiding, letting this run out for as long as possible. A good amount of damage going to be thrown onto Hot and Cold by Fahoud. They'll have to force their way into the site here now. A good angle taken by BC, and not enough to get the kill. It tries to correct it on the second run, and as again, they try to force the issue on the plant. Smoke going to go down. It doesn't actually get them the kill, though. Malfano somehow gets that kill against BC in an incredibly extended duel. And now it's Hot and Cold left alone. Got the first one, though. Wraps around, looking for the position for the players that were here a moment ago, but not going to find it too easily. However, he's going to walk into it. And Hot and Cold at less than 5 HP clutches it out for DZ.
So close, yet so far. DarkZero Esports pulled that one from under Parallax Gaming. So unfortunate. Parallax, they were able to utilize that smoke canister to go ahead and put out some toxic gas, which forced BC to jump over bar. Once he did that, he was an instant kill, leaving Hot and Cold in the 1v2. But Hot and Cold, taking his time, was able to pick up the first kill, and the Jaeger was unaware of where he was. The information was not on Parallax's side, and they paid for it. So now, this is the largest lead we've seen so far this game. DarkZero Esports pulling away like the team that we expected them to be. But Parallax now, switching sides. Let's see if they're going to have more luck on the attacking side this time around. IQ is going to be used, and once more, we're going to see Gridlock. Gridlock, we all saw how her track stingers were used over towards Billards. Let's see if Parallax can do the same. But yeah, so I've seen so far that DarkZero, they love to use those track stingers to go ahead and slow down the push going into Billards, which makes things so much easier for Smoke to stop them. And not only to stop them when it comes to speed, but the audio cues let Smoke know as he's behind that wall, behind the bomb site, to go ahead and let off a toxic canister. So, I mean, the use is there. The smoke grenades actually came in big as well when it came to plants. So if Parallax can learn from that and utilize her to that type of potential, it could bring them up another level.
What we'll be seeing on that is, of course, the sides have switched now. It's DarkZero with the lead, though, at 4-2 over Parallax. Looking to take that even further, all the way up to 7. This is their stronger half, so we would assume they'd be able to close it out. But again, Parallax have constantly been surprising us with how well they've been able to put up a fight against these guys, so it's not over just yet. We'll get into the round, though. We're going to see Parallax come out onto the board. Let's see how exactly they're going to take the approach in their first couple of attacking rounds here.
DarkZero, they're basically covering all of their lanes, making sure that the vertical self-destruction is there. As you saw BC utilizing a secondary shotgun to make sure, hey, Parallax, if they want to go up top and try to, you know, fish us down low and just, you know, just shoot into a box, try to get the easy kills, he's going to give him hell. He has the pest there to stop all drone play, but also those holes that he opened up with the super shotty is going to be vital when he uses PP10 to go ahead and pick up some kills left and right. Hopefully those come as unsuspecting kills to really put DarkZero up, but Parallax, they have a lot to work for right now. It's Hot and Cold, gets the C4. Great play from the post player.
You got to be careful of that, especially on this site here now. DarkZero able to play right in to that easy C4 kill to start things off. It's Bravo Dog, one of the most clutch players we've seen so far from Parallax as well, going down. Not someone they want to see knocked out early on, but hasn't been as necessary for him in this game to pull off some of those amazing plays like that. Other players have been able to step up and carry some of the slack too.
Pretty unfortunate that he went down, especially before a line was put to good use. And there you go, some track stingers being placed on the stairs, making sure that nobody runs up off the flank and gets a nice little easy kill from the back. And there it goes. Hot and Cold, I'm pretty sure he got spotted. And Parallax, they're going to start to move in now that they have a little bit of intel.
Mozzie, I think, might have actually just gotten a drone for himself. able to utilize some of that intel to figure out where the attack is going.
Scanning.
Stay slow for now here. Another pulse read is going to catch a rotate over towards kitchen window. Not anything they can really act on right now. They're pretty hyper-focused on the defense over by service entry, but it does seem like off of that, as their smoke is now going to read into, the plan is shifting. Oh, look at this Blarn. Nice little spot of the leg for Mint. Takes him down for free. Had the second scan go out there. Remember, with his changes, he still has one more to use, though. Use that in the late round, especially now that Malfano's pushing back in. Nick's able to take out one. The C4 deals with Malfano, but Blarn is able to trade back on Nyx. However, there's Fahud, evening it back out as he catches Hyper in the courtyard. Now down to a 2v2.
We're going to have 2 ACOGs going against 2 remaining players from DarkZero Esports. Pulse is still a valuable operator. The intel is going to be valuable more than ever. But the patience come from BC. He heard the sound cue, turns to his left, he gets it down, but Fahud, he's going to clean up that kill, leaving it all up to Han Code. Han Code unable to clutch it. Parallax Gaming picks up yet another round. DarkZero can't put him to sleep yet, man. They have fight in them.
They had a great start to this round, too.
Yeah.
Denied them a lot of ground to work with. Made them really scared, I think, to play into anything upstairs and whatnot, too, in case anything else, because they had that nice, stack of players sitting on top of Pulse, so there could have been another C4 on top of that, too. They had to be careful of that. But really well-timed line scans ended up slowing down the movement from DarkZero and allowed for Parallax to get way more aggressive, especially from the backside of Kitchen when the window push failed to ultimately win the round in that 2v2. Great job by Parallax to stay in this fight. Only 1 round behind DZ.
Whatever it takes to win, man. Bring line back in the game. Definitely essential. Whenever it comes to making that push into the bomb site, all you got to do with the press of a button, you'll probably be able to get a small picture of where everybody is on the opposing team. So keeping him alive until the very last second, which is something that they've done a pretty amazing job at doing. Utilizing his ability is important. But the rest of the team, they're going to have to pick it up in those closing moments. They've had a few of these 2v2s against DarkZero where DarkZero came out on top. They can close that out. We can see Parallax in the lead, which is something I didn't expect to say at all.
In position.
So the build-up is going to continue here. Operator lineups are going to change a little bit, especially in the case of DarkZero. Still keeping Pulse in check along with Mozzie and their Valkyrie, but I believe the Legion and especially the Ella are newer additions coming into this round for them. They try to add even more utility to this, actually. I think they'd want a little bit more anchor power, but I think they possibly went a little bit too heavily towards that spectrum on the last round. They're trying to add more versatility to the lineup now.
With Hot and Cold being an absolute factor with Pulse, keeping Blarn alive with IQ to hunt him down, we need that to happen. Blarn's going to have a lot of responsibility on his hands, especially with Valkyrie being in play. But Legion, Mozzie as well. This is the king of intel lineup right now, especially with Ella. I believe this is our first time seeing Ella in play today. Mint, he can do a lot of work. They come into a site, they get stunned. That gun with the new recoil on it, he can come off with a lot of good and handy kills.
Mike, you could be moving into office first, just clearing out some of your standard utility that was tossed down by the defenders. Be really good for countering out the effectiveness of Nyx as well. The goo mines hopefully being found a little bit earlier before they start tripping people up on execute. First, Track Stinger is going to go down on Cool Vibe Stairs just to stop any rotate from the second floor, since we're not really seeing a huge emphasis put on that by Parallax, but also if they were going to keep Malfano near those stairs, they could use it to cut off someone who is retreating. But like I said, I don't think we have too much presence from DarkZero upstairs, at least not close enough to hookah where it would matter in this instance. So
the Sunrise Bar being taken care of, Parallax Gaming.
Hello.
Oh, little do they know, Han Code. He's trying to get a little bit loose right now. He's a little lost in the sauce. He runs out. With the long-range shots coming from Pulse, he's unable to connect. But now, Parallax, they definitely know where he is. And there it goes. Malfano, as Pulse peeks out one more time, he gets made quick work of. But Nyx is going to go ahead and get the trade.
Drops the diffuser in the process too, and it's going to be right outside a window, meaning I think Nyx can still maintain that same position. Cry and Blarn, though, immediately again on these trades, bringing it back for Parallax. Good stuff from them. And now, again, it's down to 2 from DZ. This time, BZ and Nyx, or BC and Nyx, excuse me. Final charge is going to come down from the line to scan on these guys. They'll have freedom of movement once again. Plant's going to go down in the meanwhile. C4 going to be off the mark. Won't even catch the intended target either. BC will get a kill naturally against Fahud. Other player not going to have so much luck over on Cool Vibe Stairs. Nyx will be delayed.
After missing the C4, BC, he was presented with the present. Staying with the pre-fire, able to get a kill, but it's not even going to matter. The 3v1, Parallax Gaming, all they have to worry about is just BC. Running out of bathroom into main lobby, and the 1v1 is unable to finish up the fight, but now they know where he is. Even though they do have the intel, they're staying patient. There's no need to run in from all angles. It's BC. He's going to have to work with his very clutch. But Bravo worked a little bit harder. He's going to get the final kill, and Parallax ties it up 4-4 against DarkZero Esports. I'm telling you now, Blue, if Parallax happens to win this, I didn't expect it. I would chug a can of games. I do not care. I would be so hype right now.
You gotta go to bed after this, man.
It doesn't matter. I don't care about my sleep. If Parallax happens to pull this off, dude, the story is beautiful, man. Like, think about it. So after they won their first game, you saw Blarn. Blarn was hype, you know, showing off his muscles, smiling nonstop. The guy wants this win, and he's confident. He knows that they can compete. If they do this, like, I'm going to chug a can on stream. I don't care, man. I would be so happy for them. But on the other end of the table, DarkZero beating Space Station Gaming and, you know, showing that, you know, the roster move of picking up Hyper is definitely working out for him, especially against, you know, a top-tier team. That's always good. But losing against Parallax, that's a huge hit. And right now it's tied. No one can say outright who's going to win this game. We know who we expect to win this game, but we can't comfortably predict that DarkZero is going to win this hands down. Well, I can at least. I love the underdog story, man. Gotta love them.
The big issue will come in if they just continue to literally go back and forth again, which seems to be becoming a little bit more of a trend recently. If that happens, then we see, you know, it's essentially just going to go to whoever's in the leading position at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it will still just trade its way into one of these teams having 8 since we don't have unlimited overtime here.
I agree. Parallax, their wins, I mean, they're keeping it close. They're keeping it close to the chest. There's a few rounds where it was just outright wins, 3v1s, you know, back-to-back. So, keep it up. You're doing, you did okay on defense. You're doing well on offense. Keep this pressure up. Keep DarkZero guessing. This playstyle that you're bringing into the game, you're keeping them guessing, and is working out. It's paying off right now.
It's our usual suspects at the top of the scoreboard there for Parallax. Once again, there too, Bravo Dog and Blarn did great work back in our previous matchup that involved them. This round's going to start out with Parallax, or at least a few of their players looking to go for VIP control. And it is going to be pretty much open for the taking, so they'll be able to walk right in, no resistance. Obviously, you'll have the usual reinforcement on the hallway wall. You'll not be able to get past that too easily, but the intended destination is not to go through VIP. It's more than likely going to be to work their way through Penthouse, and then through that, it's security access, maybe a little 90 peek here and there that they can use to then push onto the site.
Bar pushing in. Nobody's going to be able to stop him just yet, but once he moves closer towards Builders and Aquarium, he's going to run into trouble. Which is going to require the help of his teammates. So, the droning currently coming in from CryMagic, who's still donning line. Let's see if they're going to be able to see anybody. Not yet have they gathered a bit of intel to where they've seen a character, at least on our spectator screen. So for the most part, they're currently going in blind, as you see Blarn throw out yet another drone. Clearing out Penthouse, moving into theater. They're trying to wrap around, checking all their corners, making sure nobody surprises him in luggage. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's been an incredibly slow round here so far. No one really getting the spot onto anyone from either team. All 10 players still at 100 HP with a little over a minute, a third of the time remaining in the round here.
CryMagic still droning around, but we see from the outline that there's definitely 2 players sitting there in hookah. The patience is currently paying off as we're now entering the 1-minute mark and all players are left alive, which is, you know, this spells nothing but great things for DarkZero Esports. But with Maestro and Smoke still in play, this can be to their advantage. The ADS currently being burned with a few flashbangs. One definitely goes off, and the push is going to be coming in soon.
User into sight, and they don't have a whole lot of time left to do it. They'll use the scan to force their way in. Haven't been able to check behind the barge yet, but they're going to use the smokes to veil the attack anyway. Plant going down by Blarn. Bravo able to also pick up a frag against BC here. Plant goes down. A great sneak and a great execute from Parallax. Now they're going to deal with the refrags coming in from DZ, though. There's the scan to try and restrict players like Mint from moving around, but it's not going to work. No one else from Parallax will peek into it anyway, though, so they still hold on to the 3v3. Cry, though, nearly gets pushed to the outside of the aquarium doors. They're going to use this jump back on the bomb. Fahud next up to bat here at the bar by Aquarium. Last scan gonna go in. Another pickup for these guys. Hyper, though, still able to trade it back into a 2v2. But they're low. Hyper at a single sliver of HP. You could say the same thing about Fahoud and Cry, though, whereas Hot and Cold does not have the same problem. No one's been even able to tap that diffuser yet in the meanwhile. Fahoud moves in. He's got the shoulder tagged of another player, and Fahoud goes wild. Picks up the round from the side of the bar, and it's yet another round going into Parallax's favor as they take the lead versus DZ.
I'm on the Parallax trade, man. That was such a good round. They got the plant down right in the nick of time, and Fahoud has been a player that has struggled all throughout both series today. Right there in that round, he became a man. He got some hair on his chest, got the nice 2K in the end, and was able to hold down that line of fire. And hey, it paid off for Parallax. They're now up 5-4. All they need, 2 more rounds. But DarkZero, this isn't what they expected. Hyper currently switching away from Jaeger, going to Mozzie. This counter intel operator where, he can flip the intel over on DarkZero Esports side. He can be a valuable asset to this team if he's able to hack a drone. Let's see what happens. We currently go into the droning phase. Taking a look at the stats. Hanko currently up top. Bravo Dog, once again, this is a story that we expected. Bravo Dog is just a playmaker. He's phenomenal. Malfano, not too hot when it comes to stats, but he's had a great moment, which has helped Parallax win.
Yeah, he's had some great picks. Like, he got a really good pick against, I think, like, the first attacking round. Against
quality kills.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a lot of them, but when he does, they're game changers.
They've been sneaky, they've been like the early 5v4 picks and things like that have put his team ahead in the early rounds, so that's usually where he's found the most useful positions for himself to play off of here.
And that's been the thing with Parallax. It's like, taking a look at the stats, okay, yeah, we see Bravo up top, whatever, but the other players that are down low with the 3 and the 4 kills, it's those rounds where they get those 2 kills that helps them win, actually. Yes, Bravo, he goes ahead and he makes it easier for his team by, hey, putting that 5v3 into a 3v3. But it's, Fahoud getting that 2K, is Blarn getting that 3K. That's what really matters here.
Well, we've got Parallax starting their scouting drones off by pushing them in areas like Penthouse, but a few working their way through Hookah Billiards as well. Probably going to be the primary point of insertion here, at least for a few of their players through both Aquarium and that Hookah balcony, to take control here first. Start some top-down play, then, of course, work their way over towards the bars afterwards.
In the chat, I see him spam these racks to help Parallax. So, listen, they have some support behind him, and a lot of people are rooting for him to win. Let's see if it's going to pay off in the long run. Being up by 1, Lion's utility will be used to be able to scan the entire map. If anybody moves, you will be marked out. Zofia getting presence from the 2nd floor by using those breaching charges. She's not able to get a pick just yet.
Let's remember, though, it's not the full red highlight that he had before. It's only a hard ping, and it's only there for a second or two, but it does update pretty frequently if that player remains active in movement, even after being tagged.
Guys. Yeah, Cry Magic, he's not being shy with this scan at all. He's using them all in
here's the thing, right? The scans have usually been pretty well timed before. They've been used on execute, and they kind of just got spammed throughout the rest of the round.
Yeah.
This time they're being used in early round, and they're really not finding a whole lot. So he's only got 1 for execute now. Immediately, this has like reduced the effectiveness of Parallax's execute, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, most of the time we see them, like you said, use when they're pushing into the site. Gasney pretty much use that to track out roamers. But with play coming from above and, players scrambling from below to not get shot in between these, metal bars, I'm guessing utilizing Lion's ability is a lot of help. But Blarn unable to pick up the kill. You have now 45 seconds left in the game. This Parallax are looking forward to getting to that match point.
All 3 track stingers go out at the same time. They're again going to try and force the issue on the plant. It nearly works, too, if they were a little bit more patient and waiting for that. Might have been able to sneak in, but no. BC just picks up the double. Fahoud with the trade on the double, though. Brings us back into a 3v3. Remember, they got some good damage on the Hyper before, but that doesn't seem to matter. Hyper moves in, finds Blarn. Hot and Cold just sitting in the corner by Diffuser now. So bye-bye to most of the success in this execute. It's all on Fahoud, who will have to ace to close this round out for his team. He's already gotten 3 of them, though. Looking for number 4 now in the corner, but not going to happen. Mint closes it out. DarkZero respond, tying us up yet again at 5-5.
That's a round, if I'm on Parallax, you can't be too mad at. BC just made the right play. If you have the out of 5-5-6, you have all of that ammunition to spare, I mean, hey, why not pre-fire? You know they're going to run through the smoke. You know the plan is happening. Everything led to that moment, and BC capitalized with 2 amazing headshots, shooting blindly. It was able to connect. But Parallax, they were unable to come back, and they were unable to clutch it up. DarkZero brought it back. Now it's tied, 5-5. The lead that they currently had, it could go away in the span of a round. And this could be it. DarkZero, they're in the driver's seat now. They can run away with this game. So, you see the ops currently being chosen. IQ currently being switched to Twitch, which makes a lot of sense with Maestro being in play, but you're going to have to be cognizant of where these black eyes are going.
This also means you're not going to get early scout on things like the Elements and whatnot unless the drone catches them, so...
I'm starting to get tilted, man.
Why is that?
I think I jinxed Parallax. I think I cast or curse him. That's the thing, right? They're doing really good,
I don't know if you
man.
broke the caster curse.
I hope not, because I'm like a walking jinx. Whenever I predict a team is going to win, like Stokes, they usually lose. It's like...
Stokes is an actual curse.
Stokes, literally.
I think he called every team except like the finals.
He did.
Something like that.
Stokes is a walking curse when it comes to predictions.
Which I think he actually called the finals wrong too, if I remember. I'm trying to remember if he predicted Secret to win the minor or not.
Yeah.
Can't recall. Either way, though, Stokes is a jinx. That's the clear message we're trying to get.
Shout out to our co-caster, man. I have a great time with the both of you, and this has been a phenomenal experience. Never in my life did I ever think that I'd be in this situation, commentating over one of my favorite games, and hey, now it's tied, 5-5, DarkZero and Parallax. The winner of this are going to move on and play for their spot to go to LAN. Last year, we had USN 2018 in Las Vegas. This year, it's been unannounced yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be bigger and better than ever. But 2 minutes, 26 seconds left to go. DarkZero, they're going to be on defense. See what Parallax can do on attack.
So again, emphasis working in from the west side of the building first, just to try and clear out areas like hookah and the bars. And then kind of move in as a group, I would guess, right now for Parallax, which is something we actually haven't seen too much of. Their pushes have been pretty disjointed, which again isn't a bad thing. They've been just kind of working a slower game for the most part. This time it's going to go back to what we were seeing before. The breach charge, I think, didn't make it through like the second layer for some reason.
Oh no.
Oh no, and as a result of that, hot and cold, not even on a pulse either, it's going to chuck his Nitro Cell up on top and take out the Zofia.
But just chilling on cool vibes, hot and cold. He's primed, he's aimed, and he's ready. He knows how many people are right up there in that room, and if he makes a move, he can possibly get a 2K with a little bit of pre-fire. Malfano, he's going to clear the stairs out. So, retreating back to their base, back to the site. DarkZero, they're looking to defend against 4 players now compared to 5.
Parallax, the momentum swing in their favor has very quickly started to slow down over the past few rounds here. DarkZero not giving them any of the early round duels that they were getting before. They're playing a lot more passive. Parallax is having to rely a lot more on their actual execute, which we haven't seen tested as much as I think they would have liked so far in this game.
All right, not much has been done yet. Bunch of real estate currently being aimed by Parallax. They're trying to work it in Penthouse right now, as Barn is unable to get any pick at all. But Malfano jumping out the window, he's ready for action. Just busting through the...
You take this.
Right, exactly. All right, but now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the round. It's going to be a 4v4, 35 seconds left to go. Parallax Gaming, they're looking into the A-bomb site. In blue bar, let's see if Gridlock can be put to use as the Twitch drone smacks the booty with the taser in. Now, here goes the push. So I thought so with Lion using that skin.
See time getting low here, and again, that's the problem with Parallax relying on these early round kills in order to get work done, as the trades are going to roll in from DZ late round. 6 seconds remaining. They're nowhere close to the site really either here on the attacking side. Cry is going to be forced to run into a corner, put this onto the ground. Already got a lock on his position, though. A hard ping on top of it. Hyper closes down the round, and now DarkZero, they've gone back into controlling this matchup. One more round separates them from a spot at the Eastern Conference qualifiers in a few weeks' time.
And one more round is all it takes to end this Cinderella story. Here it is, match point. Parallax, you're going to have to be perfect. Spot on gameplay from this point out. Let's see who they pick. This is going to be their very last round here. USN. Until the week.
Yeah, I was going to say until
the week.
Until 48
Tried to make it
now.
dramatic with the build-up. All right. So, Lion once again in play. I want to see Crymagic really use him to, to really help them push in the site. We saw him pretty much spam those scans when he was in spawn earlier on, I believe 2 rounds ago. I don't believe that's the proper way to use Lion, especially earlier on in the game, because it didn't amount to kills, it didn't amount to any intel at all. So they're gonna have to be smart with their utility.
I mean, it was always on execute, like I was saying before. The Parallax found the most annoying use for those scans, and it's probably gonna remain the same thing because it's so short now. I think in executes is really the only time it can work.
Yeah. Because
if you try to do it when it's like roamers being established, well, not they're gonna be on their own more than likely, so they'll have a lot of room to play with. I think it would be a pretty safe assumption that they generally would be in a safe spot most of the time, unless you had advanced intel they were going to be there and you wanted to restrict their movements. You could like pop a hatch open and then kill them off that or something like that. So unless you purposefully trap someone with it, and I think you got a much lower chance of getting a kill early on with those scans.
So while Lion's spamming those scans, they didn't time it well, because while the breach charges were going off over in Hookah and whatnot, I mean, you wait until someone makes that call and it's like, okay, use that scan, so once this breach goes off, I know exactly where to shoot at. They didn't time it perfectly at all. But you know what? Hopefully they learn from that.
Because I was going to say, the other thing with it too is it's like super loud. So so it still is good for covering up your actual attack too, because it can obviously kind of overblare things like footstep sounds and whatnot. So
all right, this is it. 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Might be all Parallax has left to play if they lose this round. But BC, the support player this round, is going to be on Maestro. He's unable to see anybody yet, just shooting drones, denying the intel from Parallax Gaming. Moving in slow, he's going to be Bravo Dog. He's been making huge plays so far. If he does it now, his team is going to need it more than ever. And already utilizing those track stingers.
Tracks moving out across the board here now. Oh!
Yeah, Habana had no idea that Valkyrie had an eye on her the entire time.
Fahoud walked right into it, unfortunately, too. It was off the mark when it was first thrown, but he walked on top of it. It's going to bring it 5v4. Once again, under the control of DZ. So they're going to look to solidify the deal here now. Definitely a bumpy road for them, but it looks like over the last 2 rounds or so, they've really tightened things down and are looking for more solidifying closeout. Although that's going to be a nice find off some drone intel. Able to take out Nyx. They'll do a scan off that, try to force themselves in. Although, where's the rest of the team at on that?
A player gets pinged on the cool vibes, and yet there's the typical smoke spot player. I believe it was Mint. He's going to get taken out, and now the diffuser's going to go down. Parallax on the attack. It's now going to be a minute left as Bravo Dog picks up yet another kill. Hyper, he's going to get the refrag. This is going to be it. Lion utilizing that scan to the best of his ability. And there goes the stun. Currently, Maestro won't be able to do much as Hyper is a victim of a headshot.
Drone going out.
Not really anything, unfortunately, here at this point, the BC can attempt to do. Got to stay still for those 2-3 seconds while the scan's going off. Can move again, but they've already got a good idea as to where he's at. You can see Cry just trying to spam into it. He's tempting to peek out onto the hookah balk, but it's not going to work. Bravo Dog knocks him out. Parallax still staying in the fight.
Dude, Parallax are really holding in there, man. That says a lot about this.
OT.
This is it.
Here we
overtime.
go.
There's no way they woke up this morning saying to themselves, hey, we're
going to beat DarkZero today.
Exactly, right? Like, there's no shot at all.
Well, let's see. Obviously, sites are going to be reset now that we enter overtime. So they can go back to places like Kitchen, which they won before. But DarkZero not able to get the closeout on that final round. Now 3 more to go. Whoever wins 2 out of 3 of these takes the map and the spot in the closed conference qualifier as well. Sorry.
BC
Mine's blanking a bit.
No, that's fine. It is 6 a.m. BC has been a factor when it comes to intel. Maestro, Valk, it really doesn't matter. Going down towards Service and Kitchen, his intel is going to be more valuable than ever. Take a look at how the round's end. No round is ended in the diffuser going off at all. It's been straight deaths. But that's kind of what you expect on a map like Coastline. Yeah. So, reinforcing these walls and surface entrance, they're going to make it harder than ever, but it's going to be up to Parallax to try to bring the pain from above. Cry Magic, he's been fixated online as it has helped Parallax big time, especially in that last push. Whenever they put the diffuser down and that scan went off, they had all the intel that they absolutely needed to put them on another level. If he's not banned, hey, use him, it's fair game. So here it is. First round of overtime, let's see what Parallax has him up.
Along with what the rest of DarkZero is going to try to do now to bring themselves back into controlling this matchup. This is one that I think a lot of people would have assumed they've been able to take handily, but Parallax has done a fantastic job tripping them up multiple instances throughout the game. So much so that they've been able to take it to OT, and now just 2 more rounds separates them from a complete upset, but the round will not start out too well in their favor. Nyx with a fine just over on top of those main stairs. Takes out the Twitch.
Yeah, so outside of Twitch, Sophia is the only counter left to the Maestro Evil Eyes, which is absolutely big. And it's not only just her utility that's important with the shock drones. I mean, her gun, just as an entry fragger, as a fragger in general. If you get into a gunfight with her, you're bound to lose. And hey, you're running a Hanko C4, you're bound to die. So there you have it, 2 straight kills for DarkZero.
DarkZero's like C4 efficiency is going to be really good this game. I think they're like...
They've missed 1.
They're like 3 for 4, yeah, or something like that.
This entire day, I think that, yeah, they've missed 2. And 1 was from BC in the first match of the day against Space Station, second match of the day.
Bravo. Now in the meanwhile, going to start hunting from the penthouse once again. He's got some pink, so it looks like there's some drone assistance coming in on it, but it looks like DarkZero ready to take that fight. Doesn't go exactly the way that Bravo Dog would have liked for it to go. He's going to take retreat on the bed where he gets a little bit more of a POV onto all 3 of these holes, but it also reveals him a little bit, so he's got to be careful. Ended up backing away a little bit. Fahoud's going to end up joining up with him now, too. So the rest of Parallax look for some initiation right to get forward, push into this site.
Oh,
see another C4 coming out?
No!
Hey, finally a miss.
BC misses it.
He overthrew it a bit.
Right. The man is the C4 god, and BC was waiting for him, and Bravo Dog gave him what he wanted. Got the nice kill, and Hanko's able to get the refrag now. 52 seconds left to go. DarkZero. They're currently in the lead when it comes to numbers.
Just realizing like how much soft destruction Parallax did on this penthouse area. Like, oh my god, they blew up like everything.
It's needed. They just didn't capitalize, man. I mean, that's really how you're supposed to take this side if you're up top. But Nyx picking up the double kill, leaving Gridlock all alone. And baby girl, there was no hope for her. She's gonna go down. DarkZero, 1 round away.
It's that very unfortunate Stinger Trek's just like, uh-oh, that's not going in.
Hit the hell out that wall. It bounced off.
You're not running out this door.
Right. Hey, there you have it, DarkZero. Can they close it out? We'll see. Parallax, they fought from behind before. It's been a story ever since the first game of the day. They fought back, won 4 rounds in a row, made it to the finals. Against DarkZero, they kept it close, fought back. But, well, do they have it in them?
Parallax broke the Lion ice. Now they pay the Lion price in overtime. So we're going to see Hyper buy into it now, which, as far as I can recall, DarkZero did not use it on their regulation attacking side.
Not at all. Blue, you're a man of words. I love it.
Thank you.
You're such a professional. So yeah, DarkZero now, they're going to have fun with the line. Hey, if Parallax can do it, we can do it better. It's going to be Hyper. Hyper, he's been pretty quiet this game, so to say. Not a lot of big moments. This is his chance to really go big, to put the game away for his team. So they can make it to the playoffs for the eastern side of the bracket. But for Parallax, we're going to have 2 anchor operators going to be in use. It's going to be Smoke. He is going to be used by Malfano. Cry Magic's going to be on Maestro. And let's see if they can hold off DarkZero long enough to get this next win. They need it. You lose this, you go home. Once again, perfect play will be needed, and Lauren is ready for it.
Oh, he's got the cam up too.
Oh, this is nerdy.
All right, cam's going, Blarn. You know someone's close by. No, he backed up. Disappointed.
What a win.
He's like baited us on the spawn peak like 3 different times.
Such a tease, man. I'm expecting this like legendary run out, and he backs out every single time.
I like to be fair, there's a reason why. I think he's only doing it if he has intel that would suggest he'd be able to pull that off, but
he doesn't want to risk it. I respect it. I'm just joking around. He's not a wimp. Really smart play, by the way. If you make that play, you're as dumb as me, and I do stuff like that in the ring. So there you have it. But breaching charge set. BC opening things up in bathroom. They're gonna move towards master bedroom. Drone out VIP guitar. Make sure things are opened up over in theater before they make their move.
Should be noted, very important as well, Fahoud got the early pick, obviously, onto Hyper, but that's going to be the Lion going down right at the start of the round, which is great. He didn't use any one of his EE1D charges, so those are all out of the way. Completely avoided the Lion issue this round.
That's going to be a big blow to DarkZero. Parallax, currently in the driver's seat. The logic bombs are coming out, so Mint trying to see if they can ping out a roamer or two. They hear the buzzing. The pings are coming through from the drones. Great drone work play coming from DarkZero currently.
Trying to catch someone just by catching him on a rotate over here.
Oh, he's patient about it too.
Not going to get it. They only found kills like that back on the first round, and that was an immediate switch we saw from Parallax to make sure that that wouldn't happen again.
If ties out of the question, DarkZero.
As far as we know.
So far.
It's more of an SSG issue.
All right, Nyx able to get some intel. He knows exactly where one player is. Little does he know, there's a second one right next to him. Utilizing yet another logic bomb. You're going to see another push by DZ. BC will be the first to capitalize. Blarn is out the game. The odds are now even. Moving in towards Billards is going to be Mint. With the drone being shot out, you still hear the buzzing.
Good to see the rest of Nyx work their way back in. They try to swing back around here through Billiards. The player behind Bar causing them a lot of problems right now, and maybe what delays this hit. You can see Toxic Gas going to try to swing them back as well, but they push through it regardless, taking a tick or two of damage. Bravo Dog's going to thrive under that nature.
Wow.
BC, though, trading it right back, still keeping DarkZero in the fold. They've got a player down here. They're going to start losing too many players as they commit to the push inside, but may be able to trade their way to a win. Down to a 2v2 right now, but Malfado finds another pick. Everything goes to Mint on the Dokkaebi. He's got 11 seconds left. A Toxic Grenade right on top of him. Malfado closes out. Parallax will go to a fully loaded 15 rounds against DarkZero.
So unfortunate. I forgot who was on Dokkaebi, but if Dokkaebi was able to get away while Mint got that plant down, DarkZero would have had a great chance of winning that. They had the angle, they had the real estate. You couldn't get out in time, leaving the OBJ player all alone. Parallax once again tying things up. This game is never going to end. So
Well, will. On this
unless they keep. Oh, so that it's a 3-round overtime.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, is that unlimited?
No, I think we only a Pro League Finals and
Gotcha.
majors.
This has been a fun game. I don't want it to end. So this is it. Whoever wins this round.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the winner right here.
This is it.
90% sure.
Let's see what you made out of DarkZero. We expect you to close out this game. Are we going to see a Cinderella story unfold, or a little bit of a disappointment coming from one of the top-tier teams in the game? On top, taking a look at the stats, Nyx and Hanako are doing their fair share of slaying, but also their teammates aren't too far behind them. Meanwhile, Bravo, Fahoud, and Blarn all in double digits so far. This team has impressed me big time. I love it, man. I want to see more of them.
Well, I think that's likely, especially if they close out on this final round here and make their way into the conference playoffs. If not, hopefully we'll see them again next week.
There we go. The Evil Eyes are currently deployed. It's going to be up to BC as one of the main anchor players along with Mint. He's going to be on smoke. But the one player that Parallax are going to have to keep their eye on, especially with IQ in play, is going to be Hanko. If he's able to get a nice C4 kill, that's been the story of this entire day when it comes to DarkZero. Hey, it can spell nothing but trouble. So let's see who comes out on top. It's all going to start off with this first blood coming up soon.
Deploying sensor.
All right. Starting against slow and repel. Blarn is going to be on balcony with IQ. Shooting out a few default cams and trying to see if he could find a roaming on the code is going to be his first responsibility. But it's not going to be easy.
It's still going to start out relatively slow for both teams. Once again, Parallax having to restrain themselves. They don't want to overcommit to something too early here and end up losing 2 to 3 players from it.
Oh, Cry Magic knows exactly where he is opening luggage.
Good intel onto the
Well,
dock.
outside of luggage, yeah.
And they'll find Nyx. And drone intel for Parallax. Same for DarkZero, to be honest, has been really good.
Yeah.
It's not where either of these teams has struggled. For Parallax, it's to a certain extent been on their execute. Because again, that's sort of because they've been a little over-reliant on Lion's pings in order to get into sights.
But with the shield in play, it's not going to last long, especially with Zofia on the playing field. Moving in closely, Lion now getting a line of sight. The gunfire will be traded back and forth, but nobody's going to connect just yet. And here goes the scan.
First one in, they're going to find at least one player from it and try to track that position. X. He's going to try to push forward. Krydo's smart, gets out of the way before that becomes a problem. He's wary of the fact there might be a peek at the window since they haven't actually cleared it out, and they found a player there earlier. Fahoud comes back into it, though. Finds Hot and Cold, takes him out, and also eliminates any threat of a Pulse Nitro Cell later on in the round.
All right, a minute left in the game. Both teams taking their time.
Yeah, Malfano not happy about that.
No, not at all.
Second track stinger in a row he's missed.
It's a little bit of a noodle arm right there, trying to throw it into the right spot. But hey, this isn't time for mistakes. 45 seconds left to go. You win this, you move on. And a little bit of aggression coming in from Blarn. Currently peeking around luggage. He's not gonna have anybody in sight, but he hears footsteps. Taking his time still. Half a minute left in this round. The winner of this, once again, is gonna move on. This is gonna be everything, but peeking in the builders. Another scan has gone through with the smoke cloud in play. The diffuser currently being planted in Cry Magic. He's gonna end the silence, taking out mid with a nice pistol play. The diffuser has been planted. Parallax Gaming. They were able to get the objective down. BC with an answer back, but Fahoud has something to say about that. It's gonna be a 2v3. DarkZero can be knocked out. The upset can happen.
Coming down to the wire here now. Parallax bringing it in. Here's the problem. Hyper on counter defuse, but Malfano is going to be able to find him. It's not reinforced, and there you go. One more pickup from Bravo Dog. It's going to be Parallax Gaming that pull out a massive upset over DarkZero Esports, taking them down a full 15-round overtime. But at 8-7, Parallax will steal.
The call out. Cryback said, "What did you say in Terra? I want an apology." I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I'm hyped right now.
It's all good, man.
I'm hyped. They did it. They did it.
What a game.
I'm not a curse. Bravo Dog. Bravo Dog is, that man isn't, that's, okay, so we were asked for our VIP, and I said BC, but listen, man, Bravo Dog has been non-stop on point. That was great. That was a great show. Listen, I hope you guys like this episode of, the USN, because, whoo!
Not going to need another one like that in a while. Let's
No.
take a look at some of the highlights, though, as I'm sure some of you guys that joined us along the way want to see this. It was absolutely crazy, especially at the beginning. Seemed like a very one-sided round, like, all right, this is easy for DarkZero. They're going to close this out, no problem at all. The immediate trade round. We went into chaos mode after that. Parallax continued to frag pound for pound with DZ at every turn of this map for the most part. Made almost every single round a close affair and kept that scoreline at only +1 to either team throughout pretty much the entire duration of this map.
And it was pretty insane, man, because there was great players on both sides. DarkZero lost, but man, like I said before, BC had the C4. BC is such a great player whenever he's playing support. Whenever, he has a C4 in the air, you expect to kill. The man has always been there on point. Hunt Code had a few good plays, but DarkZero fell short in the end. But Parallax, their ability to just adapt to whatever playstyle is thrown their way. Whenever they fail on a site take, they learn, they bring it back the next time around, and they win it the majority of the time. You love to see it. You love to see it, but it's the basics of the game. Droning and gathering intel. Both teams did a phenomenal job, but more than less, I loved the way the drone play was coming from Parallax. They played great. They look like a veteran squad. If they are a veteran squad, I'm sorry. I'm new to learning about them, but they were on point, man.
Yeah.
I'm impressed big time.
Bringing some really cool stuff to the table along the way, so it's going to be really cool to see what happens to them in the future, as we're going to get a chance to do that now, as they've now qualified into the Eastern Conference playoffs, which means that we're going to see them in just a few weeks' time, where they get to amp it up a little bit, playing some best of threes against all of our other teams that are also going to be qualifying over the next 3 weeks of play. As a reminder, again, it's going to be 4 teams in the mix for the conference playoffs instead of the 2 that we had back in stage 1.
Yes, and we do have an interview coming up short. Actually, we have an interview coming up now as I get in the frame once again. Let's see who's on board this time. I wonder if it's my man Blarn. Blarn, what's up, man? How you feeling? I see the big smiles. You beat DarkZero. What's going through your head right now? Your mic is muted. You're so happy your mic is malfunctioned. Unmute yourself, man. You see he has a wife beater on, flexing his muscles, nothing but smiles. All right. We'll wait for you, Blarn. You
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'm out. I don't know what to say. My team's insane, bro. Like, I'm lost for words, Billy. I'm lost for words.
Listen, congratulations. There we go. The Master Yokes. There we go. you love to see it, man. You guys have... So coming into this day, we all looked at the bottom side of the bracket. We saw Space Station, DarkZero. No one woke up this morning and said, hey, no, this team with Blarn and Bravo and the rest of them, we're going to come out on top. What do you have to say to the competition in the future that looks down on teams like you?
I mean, you really just gotta... I think this community is really consumed by egos, and I feel like you need to give every team a chance and not sleep on any team. You gotta always come prepared. Always come with your strats, your best plays. I mean, like these guys, DZ, I've been like following them. I've been a fanboy for them since I first switched to PC. Like I played ranked with Mitt once and I lost my mind. Like beating them, like I would have never thought that crossed my mind. And I just have all respect for them. I have no banter, no trash talk. They played a really good game too, and that's really what I got to say.
Hey, so listen, rags to riches, man. You're on top of the road right now. I'm so happy for you. I said I was gonna chug a can, but I have to go to sleep, so I might not do it. But hey, for all of the up-and-coming teams out there, you guys. Okay, Blue, get your thumb out of here. For all the up-and-coming teams out there that aspire to do what you guys did today, you don't see it often. What are some words of advice you want to give them?
Words of advice. So, definitely for new teams, you got to find people you like. You can't, don't even settle for one person, even if he's the best player in the world but has a terrible attitude. Having a great attitude is the best thing. The thing that kept us in this game is constant uplifting of our teammates. Like, Mofano's dropping 4 kills going into, I think it was OT, and we're like, Mofano, you're the best player in the game. He drops a 3K, clutches around with smoke. Like, our attitude and our gameplay, and it's just getting better and better. I feel like we could easily be a top elite team if we keep this together.
Blarn, listen, I love your attitude. I love your demeanor. Most importantly, I love the gameplay coming from everybody on your teams. I said it before with Blue, and he agreed with me. The stats didn't matter. Everybody had their role in that win. We want to congratulate you guys, and we'll see you soon. As you know, you fight for your spot to go to LAN. Listen, if you win that, I'm going to lose my mind as well. Hopefully, we see you again soon with a lot of success in mind. And I want to thank you for doing this interview, man. Congratulations. You guys definitely earned it.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Gotta flex again. Sorry. All right, I'll see you later. Love you, Belly. Thanks for the cast. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
I love you, bro. I love you.
Listen, if he keeps flexing like that, I can't have my girl watch this stream. I can't do it.